All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Mikestand. Hope everybody had a good holiday weekend here. Had some good time with your family. Spent some good time with your family. Yeah. So tonight, not as with it being the holiday weekend, not a whole lot was going on apparently. But what we will be doing, we'll be going over some of the DC and Marvel releases that will be coming out tomorrow and Wednesday, respectively. Um, Anyways, we're gonna wait a few minutes, give people a chance to come on in and join us. So let's see. It's our favorite time of the year, holiday cheer. As the world is believing that mistletoe feeling, it's our favorite time of the year. Yeah, so I basically spent good part of Saturday afternoon, of course, watching some of my all-time favorite Christmas specials. On Boomerang. Most notably, of course, finishing off the slate with Yogi's First Christmas, as I've said many a time. That's probably my all-time favorite. Um, like 5 years old when that thing came out, and um, basically have only missed. Maybe you count on one hand how many times I actually missed it over the years. So, let's see now. Among the other specials, of course, include a Flintstones Family Christmas, a Flintstones Christmas, Flintstone Christmas Carol, um, Casper's First Christmas, Yogi's All Star Christmas Caper. So, as I said, as we're waiting around for people to show up, hopefully you guys had a nice weekend. Had a good chance to spend some time with your family. So what are we gonna do now? Let's see. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. I'm Popeye Sailor Man. Up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Superman, planet Krypton. Papa Bears, Papa Bears, Papa Bears, Papa Bears. Everybody shout! Come on, let's hang out. It's time for the groovies get together. We're gonna see how funny they can be. It's time for the Groovy Ghoulies show. Do 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 do. Groovies. And you know they love you too. Hey, everybody shout. Come on, let's hang out. It's time for the groovies get together. We're gonna see how funny they can be. Well, it's time for the Groovy Ghoulies show. Do 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 do. Hmm. I'm gonna go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back, but I'm gonna put some music on while I'm gone. I'll be right back. welcome back. We're just waiting on more people to show up. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see. We're at the 7 minute mark. So once again, let me just remind everybody what we'll be doing for tonight. We'll be looking over the. Now, normally I save it till Tuesday because usually, most of the time the releases come pretty late in the afternoon. So I've usually decided by this time what I'm going to cover most of the time. But as it were, Founding in the Commons going to have a lot of major niche articles outside of like mainstream. So that's why we decided to go with the release story today. So, anyways, um, so why don't we? I guess we can start a tad early. So we'll kind of get going here as we will going on this. All right, so here we go. I believe this is all the release information for DC. Yep, that looks like it. Really, all right. Anyways, DC restores Superman's secret identity and celebrates Stan Lee this week. It's kind of funny how DC seems to be celebrating Stan Lee, but not Marvel, when Stan Lee is more synonymous with Marvel, right? Kind of interesting with that. Anyways, this week, Action Comics number 1050 restores Superman's secret identity, while DC celebrates Marvel icon Stan Lee's 100th birthday with a special one shot. Yeah, now granted, obviously, with some of the tangent and amalgam comics, of course, where you did have, DC and Marvel working together and stuff like that, but it's kind of funny how DC is doing doing the tribute while Marvel doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. So anyway, the article by Sean Gribben published 4 hours ago. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, as it were. And let's see. All right, we get. And of course, as always, guys, if you can like and share the stream to see if we can get some more friendly people on here, that would help out quite a bit. Also, if anything grabs your attention as we are, as anything grabs your attention as we're going over this stuff, feel free to comment or ask questions. I will try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get into this. Superman is getting his secret identity back the same week that DC Comics throws a celebration for the late Marvel legend Stan Lee. Back in 2019, Superman number 18 by writer Brian Michael Bendis and artist Ivan Reis, Superman announced to the world that he was really Daily Planet journalist Clark Kent, and the secret identities for both him and his son, John Kent, have been public ever since. However, the upcoming anniversary issue, Action Comics number 1050, is set to restore the secret identities for both Supermen. But how exactly this happens remains to be seen. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of like if you let the cat out of the bag, there's no real way you can put the cat back in the bag, or you would think, anyways. As we continue on with the article here, Um, Whatever the issue entails, it will set up the future of Superman for DC, paving the way for the next chapter of Action Comics and two new titles releasing in early 2023: Superman and Adventures of Superman John Kent. Hitting store shelves and digital platforms alongside Action Comics number 1050 on Tuesday is Tales from Earth 6, a celebration of Stan Lee number 1, which arrived just a day before what would have been Lee's 100th birthday. Hmm. So, wow, yeah. Um, Known for his comic contributions that helped establish the Marvel Universe as readers know it today, as well as his classic film and television cameos. I remember, yeah, he had a couple of them. I think he was, of course, served as narrator for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends back in the 80s. And also, he had a cameo in Spider-Man the Animated Series in 1990, in the 94 series, the 90s series. So, um, let's see. Lee passed away back on December 12th, 2018, at the age of 95. So, um, again, this month, about 6 weeks shy of his 96th birthday, about 4 years ago. Celebration of his 100th birthday, DC is releasing the aforementioned oversized one-shot filled with stories set on the DC multiverse's Earth 6, a world home to a DC universe as reimagined by Lee with help from Michael. Now that must be the most recent version of Earth 6. And Earth 6, as I recall, was um, that might have been one of the Earth that they had initially set. No, actually, I'm sorry, I think Earth 4. Charlton comic heroes on. But anyways, outside of those two special issues with you, there is still plenty more for readers to dive into from DC. Also out are the finales for DC vs. Vampires, DC Mech, Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons, and the Nice House on the Lake, along with the one-shot John Stewart Emerald Knight, and the launch of the Sandman Universe presents The Dead Boy Detectives, number 1. DC's latest Harley Quinn title is also releasing its 25th issue, while Batman Beyond the White Knight releases its penultimate. Now, for those of you who don't know what the word penultimate means, that means second to the last. In other words, the next issue after that one will be the last issue. So, that's what penultimate means, the next to the last issue. The full list of new comics can be found alphabetically below, covers and solicitations included. So here's, I guess, some of the artwork for um, Action Comics number 1050 here. If anybody's saying anything yet? No, I guess not. All right. The Action Comics number 1050, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Tom Taylor, boo, and Joshua Williamson. Art by Mike Perkins, Clayton Henry, and Nick Dragotta. Cover by Steve Beach. All different variant covers. Let's see. $5.99 US, 48 pages. Variant $6.99 US cardstock. On sale tomorrow, 12/20. Now, all the DC books here will be on sale tomorrow. So that's when you can go out and get them from your local comic shops. So Dark Crisis is over and a new dawn shines on the DCU. In the wake of the cataclysmic battles with Mongol, Henry Bendix, and Pariah's Dark Army, Kal-El is back on Earth and here to stay. And the people of our planet are ready to look up, and away into a brighter tomorrow. Well, most of the people. Clark Kent's reunion with Lois and his son John Kent proves fleeting when strikes the ultimate attack from Superman's greatest adversary, Lex Luthor. But this time something is different. Luthor has stolen something from Clark's life, something so important that it will change the very planet itself. Wow, how about cataclysmic? You think you've seen the biggest battle between Superman and Lex Luthor? Think again. This clash will rock the course of their lives forever, and it's only the beginning. 2 years worth of Superman stories come to a head this oversized anniversary issue with an all-star talent that launches Superman and the DCU into an exciting new era. Now, before I continue on here, I do need to step away from the camera for a quick moment. I'll be right back. Put some music on while I'm gone. All right, I'm back. So let's continue on here. All right, so Batman Beyond the White Knight, number 7, written by Sean Murphy, art and cover by Sean Murphy. 49 US, 32 pages, part 7 of 8. All covers are cardstock, and we already went through that. After a freak accident, Derek Powers has been transformed into the supervillain Blight. With his metahuman abilities, he's more powerful than ever. And it's only a matter of time before Gotham becomes his forever. The Wayne family's reign is over unless the heir to the name, Bruce, and his found family of heroes can figure out a way to take Powers down. Find out what's next for Neo Gotham in the thrilling penultimate issue. Let's see. Batman, Gotham Knights, Gilded City, number 3. Written by Evan Narcisse, art by Abel, cover by Greg Capullo and Jonathan Glapion. 49 US, 32 pages, part 3 of 6, variant $4.99 US cardstock. In the Gotham City of the 1800s, runaway has awoken in the subterranean laboratory of the Court of Owls. But when a new, rather savage ally enters the fray, Runaway is faced with a centuries-old mystery. Meanwhile, in the present, Nightwing and Robin are thrown for a loop when they face off against the crazed victims of the Golden Iris virus. In an abandoned amusement park, each issue will also offer a code for readers to redeem in the Gotham Knights game for an exclusive item. For issue 3, readers will receive a code for an exclusive skin variant for Batgirl's Tonfa. Now, Tonfa, for those of you who don't know, is kind of a martial arts weapon. It's basically a baton. It's essentially a baton. You know, if you ever see the police batons before, that's what a tonfa is. Readers who redeem the codes for all 6 issues will receive a special 7th item. Terms apply. See the FAQs on DC.com for details. Batman: The Audio Adventures #4. Written by Dennis McNicholas. Art by Anthony Marquis and J-Bone. Cover by Dave Johnson. $3.99 US. 32 pages. Part 4 of 7. Variant $4.99 US cardstock. Hey guys, hey Woody and RJ. Variant covers by Jim Lee. Maybe you read that somewhere. Comics can't beat video games, so they start selling video game extras. Yeah, that does seem to be where it's going, RJ. That does seem to be where it's going. All right. Anyways, heading back to the article at hand here. It's a chase through the through the sewers of Gotham as Batman races to catch Killer Croc. Still delusional, and the mighty sword of King Scimitar. Can the Dark Knight retrieve the fabled blade, or will Croc make his escape into the city's underworld? Meanwhile, Robin is interrogated by the villainous Penguin. And here's a Blue Beetle graduation day #2. There's a artwork there. Written by Josh Trujillo. Art and cover by Adrian Gutierrez. Let's see. $3.99 US. 32 pages. Part 2 of 6. Variant cover $4.99 US cardstock. Jaime Reyes arrives in beautiful Palmera City for a gap year with his tias working at their restaurant. Tia is a Spanish word for aunt, I believe. So, but Jaime's got another thing on his mind. Like, who was that mysterious yellow beetle? And how are they connected to the Reach message that bombarded his scarab? Can Blue Beetle track down this new scarab? Or will this superheroing, will this superheroing bring the full might of the Justice League down on Jaime? All right. DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead #4. So they're crossing a horror comic with a military comic here, huh? That seems interesting. Let's see what they got here. Written by Bruce Campbell. Art by Eduardo Risso. Gary Frank did the cover, $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 4 of 6. Variant $4.99 US, cardstock. Sergeant Frank Rock, Nazi soldier? Worry not, the old Sarge hasn't allied with the Axis, but he's hoping to trick the Nazis into thinking he has. Easy companies found themselves behind enemy lines disguised as German infantry, and they're blasting their way through a horde of zombies to get at the big man himself, Hitler. EC versus Vampires, number 12, written by Matthew Rosenberg and James Tynion the Fourth. Art by Otto Schmidt. Cover by Guillaume March. Let's see. $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 12 of 12, variant $4.99 US cardstock. The cataclysmic final issue of the best-selling series will end with a bang and a whimper. Green Arrow will lead humanity's final charge from the blood mines of Smallville. Supergirl's mission to get off-world comes to an explosive end. And it's Batgirl versus Nightwing for the fate of the entire planet. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the future of humankind is on the line. I'm going to go off camera one more time here for a moment. I'll be right back. Just going to hopefully try to do something about my throat here to where I can try to get myself sound a lot better. Anyways, I'll be right back. All right. Hopefully, I should sound a little better now. Hopefully. Ah, watermelon with honey and lemon. Well, yeah, I don't drink alcohol, bro. Witty. Um. Anyways, getting back to the article here. All right, DC Met number 6, written by Kenny Porter, art and cover by Baldemir Rivas. Let's see, 399 US, 32 pages, part 66, being 499 US cardstock. An all-out war on anti-life, the Justice Squadron and Darkseid forces go head-to-head in the last stand for Earth's safety. One of the Justice Squadron is more of a modernized version of the All-Star Squadron or something like that. Just having more of a planet-wide defense as opposed to just America. Anyways, the squadron has brand new nets and empty metal frames, but will it be enough to stop the wrath of Darkseid's best general? And will Batman be able to stop Superman before he takes his revenge on the tyrant who destroyed Krypton? An intergalactic war 80 years in the making ends here. Detective Comics number 1067, written by Ram V or Ram the Fifth, art by Yvonne Reese, cover by Evan Cagle. 499 US, 40 pages, variant 599 US cardstock. Mr. Freeze encounters an Asmer, one of the demonic beings terrorizing Gotham's villainous underground network, and then Mr. Freeze makes an offer to the Dark Detective that he cannot refuse. Then the Orgham's werewolf protector gives Two-Face one more chance to tell him who Batman is. In the backup story, take a stroll inside Two-Face and Harvey Dent's mind as they try to have a secret conversation outside the listening ears of a mysterious shadow stalking them in his headspace. That sounds interesting. And from the looks of it, this artwork would appear to be from Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn number 25. Written by Stephanie Phillips. Art by Matteo Loli. Cover by John Boy Myers. 499 US, 40 pages, variant 599 US cardstock. There can be only one Harley Quinn, or maybe like 100. Multiverse is a strange place. Old lady Harley, Harley who laughs, Harley who joined a bowling league in Indiana for the free chicken wings. We got the whole gang together, and we're ready to put put the fun in this multiversal murder mystery, and maybe also cause more murder for the side of mayhem. Join the team for an epic 25th issue of Harley Quinn. Interesting. Ron Stewart, The Emerald Knight, number 1. Written by Jeffrey Thorne. Art by Marco Santucci. Cover by Matthias Manhani. 599 US, 48 pages, one shot, variant 699 US cardstock. John Stewart has been trapped in the dark sectors for months with the rest of his Green Lantern comrades. With the power of the Godstorm at his disposal, John John's using everything he can to take down Isak, the Mad God, and bring his fellow corpsmen home. John will need to become something new to win the war against Isak. He'll need to become the Emerald Knight. A Nice House on the Lake, number 12, written by James Tynion IV, art and cover by Alvaro Martinez Bueno, 399 US, 32 pages, part 12 of 12, variant 499 US, cardstock. The cataclysmic conclusion of the Eisner Award-winning horror hit is here at last, and to say anything more would ruin the only finale more shocking than the end of the world itself. No one is safe, and everything can change in an instant. Punchline, the Gotham game, number 3. Let's see, written by Teeny Howard and Blake Howard, art and cover by Gleb Melankoff, 399 US, 32 pages, part 3 and 6, 499, variant 499 US cardstock. Public Enemy number 1, Punchline crossed a dangerous line at Ace Chemicals and crossed Batman in the process. Now every masked vigilante and officer of the law is after Punchline. This is exactly what she wants. What's the point of being a public enemy if you're not going to be public enemy number 1? Okay, that's quite an interesting goal to aspire to become public enemy number 1. Quite a very interesting. Okay, I guess she is kind of nuts, isn't she? But the scariest person in Gotham world isn't the bat; it's the cat. Catwoman will hunt Punchline and make her pay. The Riddler, Year 1, number 2, written by Paul Dano, art by Stefan Subik, cover by Bill Yankovic. 499 US, 32 pages, part 2 and 6. All covers are cardstock. Writer Paul Dano continues the origin tale of the character he portrayed in Matt Reeves' The Batman. As brilliant forensic accountant Edward Nashton follows the trail of the legal payment and front companies, holding on to his own sanity becomes ever more challenging. Disturbing childhood memories that include an obsession with Thomas Wayne threaten to derail him. Meanwhile, his investigation focuses on a low-level human cog in the crime machine, which leads him to a shocking conclusion that may put his own life at risk. All right, I'm going to step away from the computer for a moment. More time will be right there. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's get back to the article here. The Sandman Universe. Dead Boy Detectives #1. Written by Porn. Okay, that's an interesting name. I'm pronouncing it right. Porn Sack. Picture Show. Okay, that's a very interesting name. Hey, that's a pen name. That guy's actually actual name. Porn Shack. Uh, Picture Shote. Okay. Art by Jeff Stokely. Cover by Nimit Malavia. Let's see. 399 US, 32 pages, part 1 of 6. Variant cover 499 US cardstock. The Sandman Universe grows as two of its most beloved characters return to the spotlight. Charles Rowland and Edward Payne have become detectives have been detectives for decades, and dead best friends even longer. But their investigation into a Thai American girl's disappearance from her Los Angeles home puts them on a collision course with new and terrifying ghosts that could um, give even a dead boy nightmares, including a bloodthirsty Krasu, even scarier than the ghost. Though neither want to admit it, the boys might be growing apart, and perilously close by the boys' adventure. Uh, Cecily, the witch, finds herself held hostage by dangerous magic, both a threat to her life and an insult to her ego that simply will not go unanswered. Eisner Award-winning writer Onchak Pichichote, the good Asian infidel, is joined by celebrated artist Jeff Stokely to take the Dead Boys for the scariest place of all, the heart of Hollywood. Sales in Earth 6 with Celebration Stanley #1. Written by Michael Uslin, Mark Wade, Jerry Ordway, Kenny Porter, Stephanie Williams, Michael W. Conrad, Jesse Coonan, Colin Kelly, Jackie Lansing, Steve Orlando, Jack Thompson, and Megan Martin. Art by Lee, Kevin McGuire, Jerry Ordway, Paul Moster, Juan Correa, Henry Marquez, Pablo M. Collar, and Dunbar and Hayden Sherman. Covered by Jim Stone, 999 US, and completed a huge one-shot full covering of head. Over 20 years ago, Stanley reimagined the entire DC universe. The criminal turned nocturnal warrior for justice, the champion from the Brazilian Amazon, intergalactic lawman, and more strange existence and time with the help of Michael Husband to celebrate the legendary comic icon's 100th birthday, dive into 10 new adventures featuring his version of the DC Universe. Batman taking down a elementary threat, Joker, and Lantern gives you Mikestand arrives to Wall Street. The Justice League teams up with police in order to save the day. The Ram then turns into a top secret. He's up in mind blowing Wayne Flash, which is a time of the speed to reverse tragedies in the past. Mary Roberts said in the college, brought chaos and speed, and everyone became the editor. He stories of Robinson before. Written by Megan Fitzmartin, art and cover by Ricardo Lopez Ortiz. That's the $3.99 US, variant $4.99 US cardstock. Bernard has been kidnapped, and only one person can save him: his boyfriend, Tim Drake. Plus, the Gotham Marina continues to be the target of both political unrest and a string of bizarre crimes. With every part of Tim's life seemingly one woman historian, Amazon, is I chose to Chicago. Oh, the same girl who said, if you don't like my book, don't buy it. Right? Cover by Nicola and we have for the final chapter of the critically lauded nominated the symbol is inevitable morally youth generated out of society. There is nothing that is further because there is no but only is the growth. And there is a deeply deeply benefit of the link and the cause of the believe that their very fight for existence will also be now one of the greatest protectors of the world is today. You're gonna need to go off camera here one more time. Sorry, guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Coming up on the hour mark here, so we're making some good time here, even though I know you. Anyways, Young Justice targets number 6, written by Greg Weisman, art and cover by Christopher Jones, $3.99 US, 32 pages, part 6 of 6, variant $4.99 US cardstock. You've witnessed teams across the globe band together in the name of a shared goal. Through twists and turns, friendships and betrayals, um, they've held steady in their goal to rescue Queen Perdita from the foul conspiracy she has been ensnared in. And now, in our final issue, we ask the question: will they succeed? Find out in this dramatic action, action-packed and heart-wrenching finale. All of these issues go on sale December 27th or tomorrow from DC Comics. So there we go. There we go with the DC releases. Now we'll get ready to move on to the Marvel releases coming up. Anyways. Anyways. King the Conqueror sets up Marvel's future in this week's new releases. Marvel releases a new timeless one-shot starring MCU's next big villain, King the Conqueror, and sets the stage for where the series go in 2023. Article by Sean Griven, published 4 hours ago. King the Conqueror returns for Marvel Comics' next timeless one-shot. Teasing what is on the way in the next year. On December 29, 2021, Marvel released a prior timeless one-shot that starred the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next big bad, Kang, and teased 2022 comic book storylines such as Ben Reilly as Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man Beyond saga, the Punisher becoming the leader of the Hindi in his latest solo series, and a vision of Thanos wielding an Infinity Stone powered Mjolnir that Thor had been haunted by in his own title. This Wednesday, for a second year in a row, Marvel releases another timeless one-shot written by Jed McKay and art by Greg Land, Patrick Zircher, and Salvador LaRocca. And its solicitation promises to give readers a shocking look at the Marvel Universe to come in 2023. The previous timeless book ended with a tease for Marvel's Miracle Man projects, which were revealed later as a special Miracle Man one-shot and New Miracle Man: The Silver Age series. But what big events and/or stories the new timeless may set up remain to be seen. Also out this week is a Spider-Man focused chapter of the Murder World series by writers Jim Zub, Ray Fox, and artist Farid Karami. Murder World Spider-Man #1 artist Paco Medina's cover for the issue teases that more than one Spider-Man may make an appearance. However, being that it features Peter Parker, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, and Spider-Punk, the issue is the second part of Murder World, arriving after the previously released Murder World Avengers #1, but before the story's latter issues, Murder World Wolverine, Murder World Moon Knight, and Murder World Game Over, set to release between January and March 2023. As for Marvel's other new issues on sale this week, both Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings and Thunderbolts are releasing their final issues, while Star Wars The High Republic, The Blade, is launching. Also, Marvel's Dark Web event continues with The Amazing Spider-Man #16, Dark Web, X-Men #2, and Venom #14. The full list of releases can be found alphabetically below, covers and solicitations included. So here we go. All Out Avengers #4, written by Derek Landy, art and cover by Greg Land. The action doesn't stop here. The action doesn't stop from page 1. Trapped on an alien world and surrounded by bloodthirsty hunters, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Spider-Woman, and Hawkeye have only hours before their last chance to get home disappears forever. But as a new enemy watches from the shadows, it becomes clear they were stranded here for a reason. They just have to figure out what it is before they are killed. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Amazing Spider-Man #16, written by Zeb Wells, art by Ed McGuinness, cover by John Romita Jr. Spider-Man vs. Chasm. After the battle with Venom last issue, it's time for the main event. That's right, it's Peter Parker versus Ben Reilly. No holds barred in the craziest battle you've ever seen. Chasm secures his place in Spidey's rogues gallery as one who finally vanquishes Peter Parker. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Excuse me one more time. Go up right here. One more time for a moment. Let's see. All right, so that's it. Anyway, that's it. Captain America, Symbol of Truth, number 8, written by Toki Onyebuchi, with art by Ig Guara, cover by R.B. Silva. As Falcon's condition worsens, Captain America can face the unintended consequences of his escalating conflict with the White Wolf. Nomad is willing to make the compromises necessary to take down the Black Panther's parent brother. But can Sam Wilson say the same? What is Sam's old sparring partner, Nightshade, doing in Mohanda anyway? Or is he hated in plus right now? Carnage, number 8, written by Ram V. Art by Roge Antonio, cover by Kendrick Kunta Lim. The Carnage symbiote traveled to Asgardian hell with a very specific mission on its mind, reaching Malekith, the Q, the first, but to what end? What could the symbiote be trying to get out of the fallen lord of the Dark Elves? And what hell will be unleashed on the Marvel Universe in this issue once it's achieved? There's two pages where you see plus and that. Dark Web, X-Men number 2 of 3, written by Jerry Dugan. Broad reads with the art, so no so with the cover. Let's see. Reunited and it feels so bad. Kind of a play on the song verse reunited and feels so good. Anyway, coming in like those with an evil X who rules a dimension of demons are not so great. Sometimes even having your amazing friends at your side isn't enough to take Tracy David, Tracy Clark, and Diane. Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 3 of 5. Written by Taboo and Bureau, art by Ron Correa, cover by Raza. Demon Bear keeps roaring through Spider-Man's life in Southern California. And just when Spidey had finished building his base, his base in too. And with no other option, Spider-Man takes the fight to Demon Bear's home turf. But in the process, will leave himself and the Spider-Man forever also. In this issue, Spidey finally lives up to the title of his kid. But don't say we didn't warn you. So 2 pages, rated T, um, yeah. Dr. Strange, All Sunrise, number 204. Um, written by Brad Moore, art and cover by Brad Moore. Dr. Strange joins forces with an all-new set of mystical heroes, but the treacherous night of the body means to make corpses of them all. Beware, what fresh terror awaits our heroes in the mass city of San Luis. A red river runs through the barbed bowels of the bottom, and all we have to hold onto are fragments and fearful chances. 40 pages, rated C plus 499. Tonight comes number 4 of 5, written by Ethan Sachs, with art by Luigi Nigeria, cover by David Nakayama. Towards my fate, the apocalypse is finally here. Zoe Laveau, Zoe Laveau's at the center of it all. Agatha Harkness will sacrifice everything, including herself, to stop it. What does Zoe dare risk? Um, there's a terrible secret at the heart of Zoe's vision. Secret that threatens to change Marvel Universe forever. Meanwhile, the Midnight Suns race across all time, space, nothing back in the fight. With a little help from mysterious new powers granted by their magic forged extra dimensional armor. But if they return, who will be friend and who will be foe? 30 pages, 50 plus, um, and go up and give some more time here. I'll be good back. All right. Anyways, I better hurry along here a little bit. Anyways, anyways. All right. Miracle Man, The Silver Age #3, written by Neil Gaiman, art and cover by Mark Buckingham. Neil Gaiman and Mark Buckingham present the first all-new chapter in the Silver Age. High atop the Himalayas, Sticky Dauntless searches to find his place in the Age of Miracles. He'll make new friends and encounter a frightening familiar face, Johnny Bates. It's young Miracle Man and Kid Miracle Man face to face. 32 pages, rated mature, $4.99. Moon Knight #18, written by Jed McKay, art by Alessandro Capuccio, with cover by Steven Segovia. All that stands between vampiric domination of New York City is Moon Knight and his allies, as they take the fight right to the heart of the international conclave of bloodsuckers. The tutor and the structure are making a play for the recognition of the vampire nations. But the Fist of Khonshu aims to show them who really owns the night. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Murder World, Spider-Man #1, written by Jim Zub and Ray Fox, art by Farid Karami, cover by Paco Medina. The Murder World stream will not be stopped, and as its dwindling contestants grow more desperate, the wall-crawling web of death surrounding them tends to tighten. Thwip, thwip. Murder World is a chaotic contest filled with treachery and tragedy from the minds of Ray Fox of One Soul and Constantine, and Jim Zub, Conan the Barbarian, Avengers, No Surrender, illustrated by Farid Karami. Arcade and his schemes have been a punchline in the past, but this game is no laughing matter. Each issue ups the ante and will keep readers guessing right up until the end. Don't miss it. 32 pages, one shot, rated T plus, $3.99. New Mutants #33. Charlie Jane Anders, writer. Alberto Albuquerque, Rose Steen, and Ted Brandt, art. Cover by Rafael De La Torre. Fight or flight. The U-Men have the New Mutants surrounded. Will the mutant youngsters gather the strength and courage to fight the good fight and power their way through a seemingly unstoppable force, or give in to their fears and insecurities? And Sublime has his sights set on Escapade, determined to procure her powers by any means possible. With the clock close to running out for Morgan's foretold doom, the pressure is on Sheila to save her best friend while avoiding Sublime's clutches. Find out the fate of these young heroes in Charlie Jane Anders and Alberto Albuquerque's explosive conclusion to this three-issue arc. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Peter Parker and Miles Morales, Spider-Man Double Trouble #2 of 4, Written by Mariko Tamaki and Vida Ayala. Art and cover by Gorihiru. When Miles Morales gets stuck in one of Mysterio's contraptions, he ends up in the last place a superhero wants to be, a next generation of villains convention. Boy, with Peter Parker nowhere to be found, Miles must focus all his abilities to escape on his own. It's a test for a true Spider-Man, whether the villains want to believe it or not. 32 pages, rated T, $3.99. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, number 6. Let's see. Written by Jean Luen. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, number 6. Written by Jean Luen Yang. Marcus Toe with the art. DK Ruan with the cover. The Game of Rings ends here. Shang-Chi has made it to the final round of the Game of Rings. Whoever wins will be the true ring keeper. But will the ring's dark secret prove too much to bear for the winner? 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. She-Hulk, number 9. Article by Rainbow Rowell. Art by Luca Maresca, with cover by Jen Bartel. It's time for the final showdown with our new villains. Can Jen and Jack make it through alive? 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, number 27. Written by Alyssa Wong. Art by Minkyu Jung. Cover by W. Scott Forbes. An Uneasy Alliance. Dr. Chelly Aphra has struck a bargain for power. Will she be able to pay the terrible cost? Or does the crafty doctor have one last trick up her sleeve? 32 pages, rated T, $3.99, all the copyright stuff there. All right. Star Wars, Han Solo and Chewbacca, number 8. Written by Mark Guggenheim. Art by David Messina. Cover by Phil Noto. Attack of the Clone. Okay. Quote. You hurt Chewie, you're going to deal with me. Unquote. Chewbacca, Greedo, and Redacted have a chance to get their hands on Jabba's urn. Only problem is, it's now in the clutches of Redacted. How will Chewbacca pull off the greatest heist in the galaxy? 32 pages, AT 399. Star Wars, The High Republic, number 3. Written by Kevin Scott. Art and cover by Ario Anindito. Guardian No More. Vildar and Maddie at the mercy of the Guardian of the Wills. The truth about Tay Sirak revealed. Terror is about to strike um, at the temple of Kyber. 32 pages, rated T 399. Star Wars The High Republic, The Blade, number 1 of 4. Written by Charles Soule. Art by Marco Castello. With cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli. Hundreds of years before the Skywalker saga, witness the rise of a legend, a mighty Jedi Porter Engle, perhaps the most skilled lightsaber wielder in the High Republic. With his fellow Jedi Knight Baresh, he travels the galaxy serving as a guardian of peace and justice. But even Porter Engle has enemies he cannot defeat. 32 pages, rated T 399. Star Wars Yoda, number 2. Written by Kevin Scott. Art by Nico Leon. Cover by Phil Noto. Let's see. Has Yoda turned his back on the galaxy? Why has the legendary Jedi Master abandoned his usual place on Coruscant to settle on a backwater world on the galactic frontier? What lesson does he hope to teach? And who will come to his aid when disaster strikes? 32 pages, rated T 399. See if anybody. Strange Academy Finals number 3. Written by Scotty Young. Art and cover by Humberto Ramos. Strange Academy versus Gaslamp. The fallout of the battle is unlike any you've seen before. 32 pages. Rated T+, $3.99. Thunderbolts number 5 of 5. Written by Jim Zub. Art and cover by Sean Isaacsy. Superheroes, celebrities, troublemakers, criminals. Clint Barton's dream team crumbles as the shadow that's been cast over every move they made is finally revealed. Who's behind their downfall? What comes next? Justice Like Lightning celebrates 25 years in the Mighty Marvel manner. 32 pages, rated T+, $3.99. Timeless number 1, 2022. Written by Jed McKay. Salvador LaRocca, Greg Land, and Patch Zurcher on the art. Kale Gu with the cover. Let's see, a shocking look at the Marvel Universe come in 2023. The last battle of King the Conqueror, Tyrant of the Timeline, Master of the Endless Legions, Warrior and Conqueror without compare. King is in search of the one thing he cannot have, but he is not the only one after the missing moment. And King soon finds himself in a new position, on the run across the events of the Marvel Universe's future. 56 pages, one shot, rated T, $5.99. Venom number 14, written by Al Ewing, art and cover by Brian Hitch. 2. Madeline Pryor has plans for Eddie Brock and the symbiote seeking control. In this issue, she and her new ally, Chasm, bring them all to bear. Secrets revealed, unwittingly turn into a slathering and terrifying monster that might recognize Eddie Brock's disappears from the last year, and Al, Ram, and Brian's entire saga um, stand fully realized in this in this um, turning point for the series. 32 pages, rated T plus, 3.99. Exterminators number 4 of 5, written by Leah Williams, art by Carlos Gomez. Sexy cosplay of death, okay? It's not the clothes that make the badass. It's the asses they kick, okay? Dazzler, Boom Boom, Jubilee, and Wolverine might not be dressed for a beatdown, but that's not going to stop them from handing them out. Make a joke about them, they dare you. 32 pages, parental advisory, $3.99. There we go, right there. Extreme X-Men, number 2 of 5. Written by Chris Claremont. Art and cover by Salvador LaRocca. Let's see. Logan leads the hunt for Ogun. The Extreme X-Men have reunited to aid their comrade Kitty Pryde. But as Wolverine leads the hunt for their mutual enemy Ogun, Rachel uncovers a dark secret. And what does Purity hope to gain in the chaos of the mutants' battle? Chris Claremont and Salvador LaRocca take Extreme to the next level in this issue. 32 pages, rated T plus, $3.99. All these issues go on sale December 28th for Marvel Comics. That's this Wednesday. So there we go. Yeah, it took a little longer because I had a few distractions here. Sorry about that, folks. I'll do a quick wrestling wrap up and then get into. But I did go one more time off camera. I'll be right back once again. All right. All right. So, anyways, we're going to try to wrap this up pretty quickly here. So, um, again, not a whole lot to talk about the rest of the wrap up today. And Alania, of course, did not release anything, at least before I, set this up tonight. Did not have any thing up for any news items. So I'm just, now tonight's Raw, of course, is going to be a best of episode. So they probably, now we do know this Friday night. We do know for this Friday night, of course, um, the last show of the year for WWE is going to be I think the main event going to see John Cena teaming with Kevin Owens to take on Usos. That's about the only big news coming up this week on that end. Um, coming up this Wednesday for Dynamite, there they will be New Year's Smash coming up this Wednesday. Let's see, the card on this Wednesday. Um, the main event is going to see, of course, match 6 of the Best of 7 series between the Elite and Death Triangle for in the Best of 7 series. This match is going to be a false count anywhere more. Let's see, Samoa Joe will be defending the TNT title against Wardlow. In a tag team match, Top Flight will be taking on the Blackpool Combat Club. In this particular configuration, we'll see Claudio Castagnoli and John Moxley teaming up against the Martin brothers. In a women's tag team match, Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale will be taking on the Jericho Appreciation Society's ladies of Anna Jay and Ty Mello, also known as Ty Jai. And then Brian Danielson will be taking on Ethan Page this Wednesday. So that's what's on tap for AEW as they're continuing to work towards that. Impact Wrestling, they have their next event coming up 2 weeks from this Friday on January 13th, Friday the 13th, in which they already have 2 matches signed, but that's the Hard to Kill pay-per-view that will be coming up at the I believe it's the Omni in Atlanta. Already signed for that match, of course. Josh Alexander defends the Impact World title against Bully Ray, who won the gauntlet for the goal and called for the match to happen at Hard to Kill. Also, Mickey James's last rodeo comes to a head here as she is signed to challenge Jordan Grace for the Impact Women's World title. For the matches thus far, NWA is also doing this championship series in which all members of the winning team will get a title shot at whatever title they choose at some point down the road. And with that, why don't we start to close things out by going over this day in history. So today being Monday, December 26th, 2022, let's take a look back at this day in history. History! So with that, let's go ahead and take. So first off, we're going to head back to 1962, 70 years ago today. And on this date, 70 years ago today, penultimate issue of Sweethearts from the 120th and penultimate issue of Sweethearts from Fawcett Comics went on sale on this date back in 1952, sold for 10 cents for 32 pages. Sweethearts was more of a romantic type comic, You know, so I guess from the looks of it, the defeated heart. I lived in an um, Atom Blast town and Love Me. Those were the names of the story. So on this date, 70 years ago today, the 120th and penultimate issue of Sweethearts from Fawcett Comics went on sale on this date for 10 cents. It was 32 pages. Moving on to the next, um, to the next, the next, next piece of history here. On this date, back in 1982, the Hollywood affiliate of NWA ceased operations on this date back in 19. So 40 years ago today, NWA Hollywood um, ceased operations. The Hollywood affiliate of the National Wrestling Alliance would cease. Now, throughout the 60s and 70s, such stars as Freddie Blassie, before, of course, his WWE managing career, John Tolos, Mil Mascaris, Chavo Guerrero Sr. These guys were the big names of that area, that territory. So on this date, back in 1982, and the Hollywood affiliate of the National Wrestling Alliance ceased operations. Also, 1982 is just so nice that we're going to hit it twice. As also on this date in 1982, in Australia, TVC London's The Snowman premiered on this date back in let's see, actually it was a British. I'm sorry, not Australia, British actually. Um, the British animated special The Snowman, based on the 1978 picture book of the same name by Raymond Briggs, um, debuted on British television on this date back in 1982 as well, 40 years ago today. So that, and then finally on this date in 2007, 15 years ago today, was the final episode of Myself Yourself aired on Japanese TV on this day back in 2007. 15 years ago today, final episode of Doga Kobo's Myself Yourself aired on this date back in 2007. So with that, guys, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I know we kind of kept going back and forth and stuff, but hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. Be back here tomorrow night for more news. Um, also, um, also, let me see. I hope to see everybody back here Wednesday and Thursday as well. And this Friday, of course, Chris Piper will be joining me as we finish off our coverage of the Lion Man books. We'll be focusing in on quality comics and Teacher Syndicate will be taking a quick peek at issue number 40 of volume 1 of TikTok Comics as well, and then getting into some readings of course, Smash Comics number 2 and Feature Comics number 4. So with that, guys, I think everybody will be here. And I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.